Welcome back, folks, to our second map of this best of three. Here we are, of course, in our elimination matchup between Mongols and Greyhound, all part of the ESL Pro League APAC finale, giving 2 spots up to Dallas, a chance to compete, of course, on the world stage at the Verizon Theatre in Dallas, the homecoming of professional Counter-Strike. Nonetheless, pleasantries aside, what's important is that we talk a little bit about the first map. It was an absolute mess. We had OT after OT. Neither team could close it out. It was just so shaky across the board. Greyhound struggling in a matchup they shouldn't really have any issue with. But that at least sets the scene. Now, we're looking forward to map 2. Of course, Overpass is where we're at. Greyhound did manage to finally get it done, and that's looking a little bit better. You got the Dick Stacy show happening. Malta Gratisfaction will going to chime on in as well. Bomb Plant will come down. But it is going to be Greyhound getting themselves the pistol. Looks like the team names are a little bit funky, but bear with us. We're going to get that resolved. Obviously, the big thing here is that they keep it clean. Mongols want to make sure they try and disallow that. Just be as painful as possible with these CZs. Find all the opportunities in the world. Really just whittle them down bit by bit. So this is one of those rounds that's generally winnable. You'd be quite surprised. More often than not, you do see games go 1-1. Obviously, there's going to be this B claps comes in again. Nice shot from Hangu so far, but Ocast already beginning to step up again with the rifle, just peppering them down. A lot of damage being done. The smoke does allow them to go for the plant, so already Mongols just ticking all the boxes that they need to be finding in terms of the economic side of things. Even if they drop out of this round, I'd argue they're happy at this point. I mean, you can hear them getting dinked up by rifles. Dex are just going to be throwing flashbang after flashbang. That's going to leave them completely blind, so they're pretty much dead. The key thing, though, is they got the bomb plant, and they found 2 kills along with it. They can't complain. Obviously, going to be nothing immediate here. Mongols. 2,800 or so a player. Be the 1 AK backed by the 4 pistols. Few early opportunities already being capitalized on by Greyhound. Begin to force them shuffle around this 1 AK on solitary rifle. Actually getting a kill on Dexter there is kind of ideal. Gratisfaction going to lose his head too. I don't want to call this winnable, but it's certainly surprising to see how this is playing out. The Mongols going to surprise them as well. They're rotating that bomb down. On towards B. Dick Stacy trying to solidify things, but it's getting messy. Still, though, it's a bomb plant. I mean, Mara's played this to a T. Question is, can Mara deal with 2 players pushing up on him? They have no idea where he is, but it looks like Ocast is aware of where he could be. Just going to try and bait the defuse. Then straight on the bomb. 3 seconds remain. Mara's going to find the first, but not the second. For a second, I thought he had it. I mean, we saw the little bit of damage done to Ocast, but he didn't commit to it. Didn't commit to the spray. Only it was a bit of a love tap, nothing more. Great little 3-round sprint from Greyhound, but now they've got their real big guns in play. With the early AWP, the rifles and such from Mongols, and already we're starting to see things change. Temka takes down Malta. Quick and dirty duel towards B. Nice little pick by Hercast. Just for reference, we've cracked the Konami code. Scoot is Temka without the 4, so the second player, number 7, effectively. So 25 seconds remain now, and it's 2 versus 2. Cast waltzing up from behind. Good opportunity for him to find Temka on the cross, but unfortunately just not going to happen. Double kill connects as he finds both headshots. Ultimately finds Mongols first. A great way for them to get started on this map as they immediately crack the economy of Greyhound. Almost repeat what Greyhound did to them in the first map. Mongols just pretty much rushing it down through A now. Really too worried about losses or that madness. More than happy just to make the outright brawl happen. We don't really see anything too crazy happen anyway. Mara gonna land his shot. Means Hercast can't sneak it. A fancy one with the CZ. You could argue Dick Stacey maybe can do something here, but very far-fetched. It's the same for Malta too. Depends though, Mara is coming down towards him close range with an AWP. Anything could happen. There's your answer. The stars almost aligning for just a moment there. Now it is just Hangu. In towards toilets. Effectively walking dead set towards Malta now, who is waiting patiently for this exact peak. Hangu's not going to shoulder peek it, just walks right into him. Volleys off a few shots, a bit of damage to be done, but nothing more. And instantly running up towards A. Dick Stacey should be able to hear all these steps, all this noise being made. Now you're just going to focus on the plant. That's what counts when you've got 15 seconds on the clock, is just getting that down. From there, obviously Greyhound looking to play it together. And they just double peek it. Malta with a great shot. The dispatch of him means it will in fact go to Greyhound. That's a nutty round for them to find. 9 HP for Dick, which is something else entirely, but still, that's a huge round for them to collect on. And I'd say a lot of it comes down to the timing of just Malta being able to get that up. Big smoke comes out towards short. Fairly passive play being employed by Greyhound here. What are you up to? That right now is the question up on everybody's tongue. Pretty much got this perfect line built across the entire map. Through B, right up through A. Just missing towards long. First point of contact does come through in the form of Dexter, who secures not only one, but a chance at a second kill. Gonna begin to push up to him pretty quickly, so he has to be very careful here. A lot of noise being made. High that up, and Dexter might just go through this. Definitely tempted. Seen Temke spotted him multiple times. He's actually got away with it. There's the first. Looking for the second. Finds the headshot. Damage already being done. Nothing more matters aside from just getting that last headshot in. Even if you don't get the kill, the guy's 9 HP now. Holding the cross. Gratisfaction gonna send it home. Already Mongols just calling for a timeout. Smart stuff. They know they need it. Game about to go 5-1 up in favor of Greyhound. The only player left standing is going to be NCL. Just tucked in towards long. Trying valiantly to save the 1 AK that he has. Hopefully, that proved to be a good chance for Mongols to recoup themselves. Put together a game plan here on the T side. Obviously, we're getting up to the middle point in this first half, so they have to be very careful not to let it slip away from them. Obviously, this is our 7th round of 15 that will be played. Too crazy happening, just Mongols kind of looking across the map, really. I mean, such little weaponry that really banking on Greyhound making a mistake. Seems to be pretty simple that Greyhound just chewing up Mongols. Don't know where they try and head on the map. It is going to be just picks aplenty. Gratisfaction making it look easy. Finds every single kill he needs. 8-3, a solid start. Both him and Dick Stacey. 6-1 scoreline currently being held by Greyhound. They make that a rapid sprint. But a side of best of 3, wanting to leave Mongols just in the dust here. Eliminated in the APAC finals. Loving the aggression here as well from Urcast. It gives them so much information to work with early on. Removes any doubt in their mind that there's much B presence here from Mongols. Well, obviously we're going to see the early duels come in towards Gratisfaction's direction. Boy, that's going to be tested. Smokes do come in. Actually, just going to be holding the angle, but how rapidly can Scoo get round long? I mean, that's what we're all asking ourselves, and we get the answer pretty quickly too. Nasty stuff. Get straight in for the bomb plant. NCL succeeding with that. Is just Malta left in this 1 versus 4. A risky gambit here though for Mongols. Really can't afford to lose this now. 6-2, I can't say how many times I've seen these games. rapidly go lopsided. We'll have to wait and see. I love this angle from Gratisfaction, but Dexter even more so. The early duels already do favour the CT side. Right through the wood. Thought he was actually going to follow it with a kill, but just a bit of damage. There we go, Dexter with a double. What a way to dispatch or full by. I mean, the most damage that's been done is the 54 HP dished out to Dexter. Everyone else is perfectly intact. They've barely even seen anyone. Dexter just doing all of the work. There you have it. 7-2 now. But things get a little rough for Mongols. Obviously, they can't afford to do much here. They could force it if they really wanted to, but again, that leaves them in a sticky spot moving forward. Looks like that is going to be the game plan, though, just to go into this with everything they've got, all their might. But then if you drop this round, not only is it 8-2, but then it's likely 9-2, potentially even 10-2. You really do start to fall out of contention pretty damn swiftly. Like they are just trying to get up through mid quick as anything. Gratisfaction, if you just double back right now, you can pick them to shreds, and that's exactly what he's doing. Peeks on through, finds himself one, then throws the instant smoke. Dexter tucked in the smoke of his own. He'll be punished at least. It does even things out somewhat, but a lot of damage being spread amongst the Mongols lineup, putting them all relatively low. Crossing that 1 minute threshold now. Like to see the slow advances from Mongols up on towards A-Long, and also just this duo together. Hangu, our trusty bomb carrier NCL. To see this push look towards A. Bomb pretty committed as well. I think you got Temka over on towards B, but realistically speaking, that's just a flank at this point. Gratisfaction, ooh, did he spot Mara? That is the question. They're just trying to make some noise towards B, but like I was saying, it's all about this A play, but they're getting nothing done. Dick Stacey Urcast just completely clean them up. Urcast with a drive-by headshot on Hangu. I mean, make it almost look simple. The force up achieves barely anything. I mean, one kill is not even scratching the surface of the CT side, and this is where they really got to call something. They've saved the Galil, everyone else has got nothing. This should be 9-2. Couple of Glocks and a CZ. I mean, it just doesn't get worse than that. A long road ahead for the Mongols. That's for sure. Denver and the one Galil, the one piece of firepower they've got. Already boxed in on shore, that smoke completely obfuscating his vision. Nice little back and forth duel, but nothing too fancy. The issue is for Mongols that you might think, oh great, it's a duel, right? They've got themselves a kill, it's a 4v4, it's the T side, it's an advantage. Nope. Even when they do finally reach forward and pick up the Galil, not really in their right hands. They want the Galil over in Skew's hands, but they just can't get it to him. Also, the bomb's still trying to hit towards B. It's very disjointed. Overall, we can clearly see this is going 9-2. No ifs or buts. Maybe the only difference if Malta rotates away, that's when maybe there's a what if. But I think he'll just stick it out now. DexStacy taking down Temkins. There's no real reason to leave. Malta should be able to hear that plant. He'll just let him get away with it. Start to tap him down. Curious as to why he hasn't just kind of gone straight for it yet. I mean, allowing the plant, knows Mara's just going to run away and try and hunt for a weapon. But plays it pretty slow there, all things considered, so definitely gives him an opportunity to find the AK, which he has done. Didn't need to be given by Greyhound there, so at least a bit of a commiseration gift, I guess you could word it. Throwing it over from the CT side. Throwing a bone, that's a better way of putting it. 9-2. At least an early pick this time, favouring the Mongols. Group up here, super far back though, looking towards A long. I've got this AWP, so they can definitely make use of the range. But Greyhound still ready and waiting for this A hit. 3 players dedicated to its defence. I don't think Malta's going to call anytime soon either that he needs support. He's even rotating towards Graffiti now. Gamble rotating up towards A? The full rotate? He is, yeah. They've committed to it. DexStacy must have spotted it from long. They can then throw the flash. They're completely blind. The smoke's there, though, so I don't get what's prompted this Gamble rotate. I mean, they're going to call for everyone to go back down towards B anyway now, since that utility's been thrown, but this is weird for sure. Greyhound making some ballsy calls. You can hear a few steps. Likely going to be communicating that to his team as they make a lot of noise. Shield to be taken, but Temka going to miss it. DexStacy following up the headshot on NCL as Malta then finishes off Mara. Means with 7 seconds left, that bomb will not be going down. And it is going to be a 10-2 scoreline. Already seeing just aggression thrown out by Greyhound at this point. Unparalleled confidence, even, you could argue. The Grax faction super up through A long just to be peeking everything with the Zorp. Bulls trying to see if they can work their way in. It'll be good for one. That CZ just piercing the head of Dexter open. Cracking an egg yolk. But unfortunately, just a one-time thing. Everything else just being staved off by the CT side here in this fashion. A cheeky angle, but one that still does the job. Actually misses the shot, but Malta with a double kill anyway. Means that the bomb can go down towards B, but yeah, it's Temka just trying to do some damage at this point. Nothing more. Be straight on the defuse. 3 HP, Temka will escape with an AWP, but that's no silver lining for Mongols. They need something more than just an AWP at this point. Even with the money to spend, they're not really changing the what's happening in these rounds. They're close. I mean, you can look at it, see how many diffuses. We saw 3 back-to-back just from the first through to the third round. Really, across the game, the majority of these rounds have been close. But it's still 11-2. No way to beat around the bush. That is the case. I was saying, still 11-2. Still very much the same at this point. Just a devastating performance here. Mongols an overpass. Very spread team, of course, looking for 3 players up A long, 2 of which also head out towards B. Huge amount of coordination, just them trying to take some map control. Flash towards short is, you know, a good little thing, but don't actually be able to get much done with it. Let's see if they can clear out toilets together as a nice start, but Dexter is going to dismantle them anyway, finding both of those kills as they face it together, going for a double peak that just doesn't pay off. Nurkez taking down Temka, Malta more of the same. It is just repetitious play. 50 seconds in, and Mara is the only player remaining for Mongols. The only player remaining. Absolute madness. Yo, 12-2. Likely to go 13-2 as well at this point. That would not be any surprise. Dexter and Mara both gonna clash. Gratisfaction at it again. Styling away. Really is the entertainment factor in this game, isn't he? Kind of like Yam, really. We've seen sort of the rise of the Australian AWPers, I think, recently. Legendary play. That's just holding for this A push, meanwhile. We're missing his shot. Aussies versus the world. So it is going to be 13-2. Good half is one way of putting it. Certainly was devastating, that's for sure. There's 2 different sides to this. There's the positive side. I mean, the idea that Mongols can bring it back, and you know, it's only a 11-round deficit. It's totally possible. But there's also the realist side, I think, that Greyhound have been very comfortable overfast for a while. They can get the pistol here pretty much done. Guess we'll have to see what happens, but definitely concerned. It looks like they're just going to plow out on B. This is like that VP style. Hanger trying to shut them down. Does fine too. Yet to see a response at all from Greyhound. As Temka also finds Gratisfaction. Dexter finally works his way into the round. It is just him though, bear in mind. This is a 3v5. And he's going to go for it, isn't it, Dexter? This is just what he does. Mara finally shuts him down from behind. 4 kills in a 1v5 attempt. Fair enough. Just fair enough. lovely way for Mongols to try and bring in a better performance in this second half, that's for sure. Obviously, this is just the start of a very long road ahead. For now, though, let's see what they can do. Obviously, Greyhound just trying to see if they can push up close, catch them by surprise with these pistols. Any sort of madness like that. Looks like things are fairly comfortable though right now for Mongols. No real sort of big flanks or anything, but it's just pistols at the end of the day. There's not really too much they can do, and thankfully all was going to plan. Dick Stacey does sneak in 2 back-to-back Deagle shots, which is just kind of Dick Stacey doing what Dick Stacey does. Still, I'm gonna say that this should end in the way that's expected to. Almost hesitant to say that now, actually, but I guess we'll see. Just looking for that shot. Yeah, there we go, though. It looks like they both will peek out, shut them down respectively. That is going to put Mongols up to 4. Now it's just a plow towards B, isn't it? The El Clasico. Throw everything you can at the site. Hope for a plant. Not going to work, of course, but worth a try. This is the one we all wanted to see, though. Greyhound on the bite. Will they even go for an AWP or just go 5 rifles? Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense as well. Already, of course, seeing a lot of movement from Greyhound up on towards A. Just getting themselves positioned to work up through long. Kratos faction just finding Mara easy as anything, just catching him out of position almost. Could argue the same for Tamka as well. Urkash just knows full well what's going on. Flash is going to be good though. NCL following up with a swift second. Going to do wonders for them. The A-site does become the true target. And Roostin's to rattling away the shots. Spotted though by Kratos faction means it is going to be a 2v3 with the bomb down for Greyhound. There, of course, we do have Malta in connector. Just trying to hold a good position here. Kratos faction using the mollies to buy just even more time. Something they're in short supply of, in fairness. Temka on 5 HP. What I'm going to do is just do something together. Looks like they're just going to be retaking back. Oh, turning the back. Worst possible moment you could be doing that. Looks like... Oh, that is tough to stomach. 46 HP on NCL was a wild spray from Malta. Just does not land. Like there is a tech issue here, unfortunately. The good old, please can you activate Windows 10? Most frustrating thing about that is it automatically tabs you out. So you can't really do anything about it, it just pops in and tabs you out. Either way, at least a good opportunity for them to refresh themselves. Obviously, a refresher for you guys, as you can see from console there. During a technical pause, you're not actually allowed to talk to each other. It's something that is often enforced, especially in an offline environment. Looks like 2 players, both going to be suffering over on the Greyhound side. Like I said, 13-6, they only need 3 rounds. So even if they can't talk, they'll use this as a chance to just center your own thoughts individually, what you're going to specifically be doing. Hopefully they can get themselves back in pretty soon. It's pretty funny for me right now. I just looked outside and realized that it's actually 6 AM. I can see the sunrise. Not quite what I expected this morning. The upside, for the UK, it's actually not bad. We've had some pretty bad weather recently, so it's nice to see something that's a little bit brighter. That's not bad timing. That's worked out pretty well. It looks like we are ready to get back into this one right as our track comes to an end. Love to see it. Love to see it. But one of the really nice things that I've just noticed from having a look at the Facebook page and such for Pro League today, it's just the questions of people saying, what is this? What game is this? How does this work? What is CSGO? Is it first to 16? It's really nice always to see that it has its upsides, exposing new people to the game. For those who aren't familiar, it is first to 16. The 30 rounds played. We do halftime at 15 rounds. Both teams get their fair share of both the T and CT side. We go though. Looks like we are back into this one for real. Greyhound, 3 rounds. That's going to be the big thing here that we watch for. Just those 3 rounds. We've obviously started to bring things back, but it's got to be a long road for sure. Here is just fairly traditional slow build up towards B. Dexter makes the initial kill work, but they have to be cautious. Rotations do come through. Skew with the nade, the spray down, okay then. I mean, you just can't predict that. Gratisfaction of 5 HP though keeps the dream alive. Mara missing the shot. Oh no, not like this. Mara unaware that he's to the right hand side as well, makes things even worse. Malta trying desperately to push him over the line. But doesn't quite come through. Now we're drawing through the smoke, running back for the bomb. Picks it up and then looks for that 1v1 once again. NCL into him. Malta just gonna make the sprint happen up towards A. Up against an open rifle. Half bad. You're gonna let him get to the site too. Oh, nicely done. Just before I used the cross. Mara's there already and waiting, but quickly taps out the server. Malta does get the plant and then falls right back. At that point, just looking towards connector. Unsure exactly where NCL could be. Now, NCL does have a kit, so time isn't a big factor for him. He just needs to make sure he gets the kill and plays it smart. Walking up close in towards toilets, spotted, but wins the duel outright. That pushes Mongols up to 7 rounds now in this game. Nearly just strengthening their CT side now. Came down to a very close 1v1, but still it favoured Mongols. They made it work. Counts it. Obviously both teams' economy very, very low, so Greyhound could crack them at any point. If they do, that likely puts them to 15, but still, they gotta get that one round, and they're certainly struggling for it at the moment. Ready though, the push comes in. Slowly but surely up towards A. Dexter going to make a little bit of a ruckus towards B, but nothing really be stressing too much about for Mongols. Just losing the one player for now. Getting a little repetitive, sure, that's what they should be worrying about. Dexter being able to open up B time and time again, that's something they need to figure out. Nice kill from Hang though. Means that the trade does come through, but again, it's going to be the Greyhound show. Smoke on towards the site. Should be a plant. Same story up towards Heaven. It is going to be a bit of shaky retake. Monet is raining on over. Stacey just pulling height into play, but NCL having absolutely none of it. Smashes him down. He will create the 2v2 on the site itself. Both players coming from short, one tucked in towards Sandbags, that being Malta, the other of which is going to be playing one off the corner. Gratisfaction. We're almost using a bait and switch idea here. It works wonderfully. Greyhound, they make it to 14. So we are looking at a bit of an odd shot force up now for Mongols. If they lose this round, then the last one is going to be pretty rough for them. So this is almost their last stand, I'd say. When you've got an auto shotgun in play, I think you're definitely looking already at the beginning of the end. Just spotting Mara as they take him down instantaneously. A great read here to just go for this 4-man rush up A-long. Plays against every weapon they purchased. Obviously, we are going to start to see some movement, but just picking off player after player. Mongols already starting to save, realizing that, guys, we'll have nothing in the next round. It's going to be the comm that comes in if they don't save. like they will be able to get away after all. The 1M4 and all. Dexter sprinting up short, just going to try and finish things off, but Temka having none of it. Make sure that he is still standing. 15-7 though, like I said, and it's going to be a very awkward round for Mongols here. UMPs, pretty much the only thing that Mara and Hangu can get, and even then the utility is pretty much non-existent. 2 smokes, 4 flashes, and 2 frag grenades. Not much at all. What's interesting is Greyhound, they don't go for any of the sort of reusable stuff of just pushing up 3 long or anything like that. Very slow, very spread out, methodical. Nick Stacy, really starting us nice and strong. Takes down Mara. Basically prompts the full rotate towards B. At this point, the gamble stack is one of your bread and butter plays. Problem is, if you're still losing, if you're still getting picked apart, there really isn't nothing more you can do. We're already down now to just 3 players. Temka did find 1, but it is just a trading affair at this point. Malta and Dexter are going to stretch. You're just a little too thin. I mean, it is literally just Temka now in a 1v3 to keep them in this game. It looks like this best of 3 is at the beginning of the end. Mongols, their journey here at the ESL Pro League APAC Finals, just 1 kill away from being shut on down, and that is the case. There you go. GG World Plays being exchanged after a very long best of 3. Concludes in a 2-0 fashion, favouring Greyhound after a long battle through quadruple overtime in the first map. But the second one looks a little bit more clean. With that said, folks, that definitely helps paint a picture for how Pro League has gone so far. Obviously, we've had some great results. We've seen some individuals really perform. I mean, Yam, I think, for me, still screams as the player that has done outright the most so far today. Just really delivering with those consistent 2 to even 3 kills. But overall, it's been a great day of Pro League action. Obviously, we did see Boot take down Greyhound 16-14. Mongols then lost to Tainted Minds 16-6. Then Tainted Minds took the 2-0 against Boot over on the mainstream in the winners matchup. Mongols, of course, did unfortunately just fall short to Greyhound. What that does mean is that Greyhound will face Boot for the decider matchup. Who will join Tainted Minds? That is the question. Personally, I think it would be great to see Greyhound, 2 Australian teams representing it from Group B, but at the same time, you've got a lot of talented players on the Boot lineup, and they did give Greyhound a very close running in our opening match. 16-14 was the score, of course, over on Mirage, so certainly going to be a spectacle. Obviously, you can find that match over on the ESL mainstream right now. That is where that is going to be. As with that said, it is about 6:30 in the morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a long, tiring evening, casting into the evening and well and truly into the sunrise. But I tell you what, it's never been more fun. Always the British guy hanging out with our Australians, as I am going to be here as always to guide us through the B-Stream action for the ESL Pro League, the APAC Finals. Until then, though, guys, I will see you next time. If you've enjoyed what you're watching, you can find us, of course, on Twitter at ESLCS. You can find me personally at FlakesTV. If you want to know exactly what's going on with more Pro League action, you can drop a follow on the channel. It goes without saying that this event would not be possible without our wonderful sponsors, Betway, PaySafeCard, Logitech, MSI, and ESCA. The ESCA providing the servers, MSI, and Logitech G with the kick-ass apparel and technology. PaySafeCard, I mean, you guys know about them, and Betway, of course, providing all the odds. Funny story about PaySafeCard, actually used them pretty recently while traveling. Actually works out pretty well and also saves you a bucket load of money, so would suggest for traveling stuff too. Different application, but it works. Either way, with all of the necessities out the way, I'm going to stop stuttering. I'm going to hand it off for the night, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you next time.